Minister's swan song, which has already, within about an hour and a half of it, has already sparked off huge controversies, especially those pertaining to Narendra Modi. Well, that, of course, will be the top focus story right here on NewsX. I'm Meghna Deka, and, of course, the panel is going to be joining me as well, talking more about it. But first up, let's tell you what really happened today. Well, the third time in 9 years, perhaps the last time now, as the reticent Prime Minister today broke his silence once again, backing the future of Congress, defending his government's policies, deflecting the notion of a poll dropping as a mandate on his government, and at the end, hoping that the history would be kinder to him than the opposition and the media have been. Well, the Prime Minister sounded like a man giving his retirement speech and setting the record straight. Well, in his toughest attack on BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate, Manmohan Singh suggested he will be a disaster for the nation if he becomes the next Prime Minister.
I do not believe that I have been a weak Prime Minister. That is for the historians to judge. And the BJP and its associates may say whatever they like. But if by strong Prime Minister you mean that you preside over the mass massacre of innocent citizens in the streets of Ahmedabad, that is the measure of strength. I do not believe that sort of strength this country needs, least of all in its Prime Minister. I have indicated in my opening the measure of strength. I do not believe that sort of strength this country needs, least of all in its Prime Minister. I have indicated in my opening remarks that I am not going to be a candidate for the Prime Ministership if the UPA were to come back into power. Rahul Gandhi has outstanding credentials to be nominated as the presidential candidate, and I hope our party will take that decision at an appropriate time.
In fact, joining us here in the studios is Ajit Sahi, a senior journalist. Well, Mr. Sahi, one of the huge controversies which has immediately been sparked off, and one would have expected it would as well, is the comments that the Prime Minister made in his swan song about Narendra Modi. It almost seems he was saving the best for the last. Before he leaves, it's going to be no holds barred.
Well, you see, there's obviously politics behind it. The simple thumb rule of politics is you play to your core constituency. With the emergence of the Aam Aadmi Party and with the BJP knocking at its doors, the Congress Party runs a real risk of losing some of its core constituencies, most notably the Muslims. There has been a lot of ferment and discussions among the Muslim groups in India ever since the victory of the Aam Aadmi Party that the Aam Aadmi Party is better placed to stop the BJP from gaining power at the center rather than the Congress Party. And if indeed large sections of the Muslims turn away from the Congress Party, as they have done in the past in UP, in Bihar, it would be really problematic and it would lead to electoral disaster for the Congress Party. I'm not so sure whether the Prime Minister thought about these things in detail before making that comment. He seemed a little more unusually angrier than, angrier than he normally does, because he's very placid and he's very composed. I think.
But he doesn't have too long to go. Perhaps that's one of the reasons?
Well, I'm not so sure whether the Congress Party would be happy with him to have made that statement, because the Congress Party, for some strange reason, has always been shying from attacking Narendra Modi for his record. See, the point that the BJP often makes is that Narendra Modi, a lot of people have, the Congress governments have done this. There have been communal violence, incidents of communal violence and massacres under Congress-ruled states. So why single out Narendra Modi? The point is that the conduct of the Narendra Modi government after the 2002 February-March communal violence against Muslims, in which nearly 2,000 Muslims were killed, the conduct has been very, very suspect. If Mr. Modi's government has tried throughout these 10, 11 years, 12 years, to shield the guilty. He had ministers who were subsequently jailed. The lawyers and top government lawyers have been found on the wrong side of justice. So it is not that easy a decision.
But now he's armed with the SIT report as well.
No, but the SIT report, again, the SIT report is going to be challenged at the High Court. Zakia Jafri has said that. It is definitely not final. One of the key lawyers, the amicus curiae, who had been appointed by the Supreme Court on the SIT, wrote out a dissenting report saying that Mr. Modi, there is prima facie evidence to prosecute Mr. Modi. That is not the point. The point is, politically, as of this minute, the Congress party needs to retain the Muslim votes wherever it has come to it. And the Muslim vote has deserted the Congress party, as we saw it desert the Congress party in West Bengal in favor of Mamata Banerjee wholesale. We've seen the Muslim vote completely leave the Congress party in Bihar and actually go across some of it to Nitish Kumar, even though he was in alliance with the BJP. In fact, it is because of the Muslim vote in Bihar, especially in East Bihar, that Nitish Kumar was forced in last year, June 2013, to break away from the Bharatiya Janata Party when it announced Mr. Modi as its chief of campaign and subsequently its prime minister candidate. So I think there is very hardcore politics, and also this will force the BJP and Mr. Modi to defend his record and bring him back to the Gujarat communal violence incident of 2002 when they want to move on and not talk about it.
Absolutely. In fact, Ravi